Good morning, folks. Good morning, folks. Good morning, folks. Today's going to be a jam-packed day. Today I have a lot of my favorites going up, so I'm really hyped for today. Also, like, really nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much that I really want to cover. Need to go to some of these press conferences, but all of my content is scheduled today, so you can set your reminder so that when I go live, you can hop into the stream when I am giving you the breakdown on all of these individual rehearsals that we have today. Today we're going to be seeing the last half of well, it's sort of almost like the half and last half of semifinal 2. It's interesting kind of how we're breaking up these rehearsals to a certain degree. So we're kicking off with Australia, then we have Cyprus, then Ireland, North Macedonia, Estonia, Romania, Poland, Montenegro, Belgium, Sweden, and closing out the day with Czech Republic. I mean, like, y'all realize that's a lot of my favorites. We got Australia. Cyprus is a favorite. Ireland's a favorite. North Macedonia, I actually appreciate that song. I don't think Europe's going to appreciate it. But I actually can appreciate that track. And then Estonia, one of my favorites. Obviously, Romania, it's the studio cut. But because I've been having more issues with, I think, the visual of Romania, I'm really excited to see it because honestly, with the rehearsal pictures and imagery that we saw, I was like, oh, this might actually look kind of slick. In the Ladies' Choice live stream, Tara mentioned pretty poignantly, like, Urs has a lot of style, has a lot of panache, and we don't always see that in some of the outfits that he wears on stage, but we see it like on his Instagram and everything. But I think he is bringing that personal style and point of view, I think, to the performance with the outfit that I saw. It looked really good, so I'm excited to see the visual of that one. And then Poland we have, which y'all got me scared about Poland. Y'all were telling me things about Poland, and I was like, wait, what? No, that's not happening. That's not happening. I actually want to just make sure. So as you can see, I'm in the press room, and let me just see if I can make sure that my background is a little bit blurred. See if we can do that so then I don't get in trouble from the EBU for showing you any of these rehearsals. Let's see if it's possible. Oh, look at that. We made it possible. And now I have a floating microphone. Dee, 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 dee. Oh my goodness, it's so many people already this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello from Poland. Oh, good morning. It's so cool to be like on your time as opposed to what I was doing last year where I had to like cover this stuff like in the wee hours so it'd be dark and like the sun was rising as I was doing this. Georgia's Australia was great. And yes, we need to talk about Australia and Scan Speak. Oh my goodness, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Hello, how are you doing? Yes, Australia, all right. You already scheduled your Ireland. You have to, because y'all know I need to see what Ireland is bringing. I'm glad that we could blur this out a little bit so then I don't get in trouble just in case we go up, because we've seen Australia perform 2 times, and so you'll probably hear the 3rd time. Let me get into this and break it down. Let's start off with the positives. Oh my goodness. I cannot cry today. I have a smoky eye on, so I cannot cry. The way that Sheldon is able to have this command and power over his vocal and yet still be able to present himself as fragile is, I think, a feat that only, I think, Amanda from Greece in semifinal 1 is doing. It's a beautiful thing. The thing is, there is a level of vocal perfection in this performance amidst the imperfections. Buckle up with me on that one. The song ends up feeling vocally perfect amidst the moments of imperfections. Because that's what this song needs. That's actually something that I feel like Poland could have an advantage for. Because there's the thing, when you're singing a song like this, it needs to be believable. I need to see and hear the vulnerability in your voice. If we are talking about not being the same, if we are talking about being in the midst of a struggle, I need to believe you. It'll lessen the impact of telling that story on the stage when you are singing it with pitch perfect perfection and all of the technical box checked. And that doesn't mean that Sheldon isn't giving us a perfect vocal. You know what I mean? So it's a hard line to sort of toe where we're getting like vocal perfection, but at the same time we're seeing vulnerability. There's a tremor in the vocal. There's a pause before we go into each line. I got like emotional in the first run of this. Oh. Okay. Winter vibes. I don't know if what would I say? I don't know if I think that this is winning. But I mean it's comfortably qualifying. All right, we got people for Sydney. All right, great question. What do we think of the outfit? It's this beautiful white cascading gown. We do still have sort of the suit legs. I would also say the moment when he's doing this part where it's like we're not the same and he sort of pauses. I like that first shot where you sort of see him in this very formal white tuxedo suit saying we're not the same. I could be reading way too deep into it, but it's just sort of like I could be dressed up in this extremely like fancy gown and yet I could still be judged. It doesn't matter how I'm dressed, you know? I mean, it's just shocking to me that really some of y'all, when this song first came out, thought it was not going to qualify. I don't understand. I don't understand. All right, is Sheldon wearing a mask? Yes, we still have the Diamante mask, and I know for people like my mom, she's going to feel like, oh, like I want to connect with you more, and I feel like I can't because you've got this mask on. So I do think that is probably going to be a block for some people. I recognize that. I'm sure that the creative team recognizes that, but I also think sometimes you have to be true to what your performer's aesthetic is and honestly their comfort level. And if Tix could do a whole entire performance with sunglasses on, I don't, it feels a little bit of like a double standard to be like requesting other things. I'm hopping into these comments. I almost had a not popular opinion, but I think this song is better than Sweden. Okay, Steven, we love that love for Australia. Philip, how filled is the press room right now? Well, I guess right now I could sort of wipe it away. It's not that filled up. But honestly, most people in the press corps don't tend to come until like we start having the shows, when we start having semifinal 1, semifinal 2. So this room will begin to fill once we get to that piece. BTRS, I'm so happy every time I see that you're emotional with songs I love. I mean, I think also too, it's not even like the songs, because I think some people were asking me like, oh, like, is it just like songs that are like emotional or emotive or something like that? And short answer, like, no. I feel like there have been songs where we have these performers who just are super talented. Y'all, I cried at the end. My mom and I were bawling at the end of The Color Purple on Broadway, the original cast. And I remember we were crying at Curtain Call. Now, The Color Purple is an extremely moving and emotional book, movie, then musical. But honestly, at the end, we were crying at Curtain Call because we just truly felt like those performers got on the stage and just like left it there. Watching a performer at their best, just leave it on the stage, can make me emotional. And I'm a sucker for a good vocal. Okay. ESC Holland, Australia, and Greece, my favorites this year. Oh, love to hear it. Okay. I'm convinced this song is coming top 3 in the jury in the semi. It could. Safely top 5 in the jury. But what I'm thinking we could see is maybe fourth for Australia with the jury. Maybe fourth. I'm being conservative here. Maybe fourth with the jury in the semi, only because I think Serbia could crack the top three of the jury, possibly. I don't know, but then there might be some jurors who just are like, I don't get it. But I think the juries in the semi tend to value a strong, competent vocal, and I think we're getting this. Now, let me talk about the negative of this performance. Now, yes, this is a rehearsal. It's a rehearsal, so I'm coming to this knowing that this is a rehearsal, but we need to clean up every single camera angle. Every single camera angle. The camera angles need far more intentionality. We actually have a beat in the song, and I would appreciate us actually hitting on the moments and beats in the song. There are actual beats in the song, and then I think that there are emotive hits and kicks in the song, and we're not changing the camera angles on those hits and those kind of moments in the song. So it kind of makes the camera angle seem a little bit lazy. So that would be the one thing that I think we need to change. Someone asks, is the sun affecting Australia? No, except for there is one shot that is like a sweeping wide shot of the stage, and I would drop it. I wouldn't even use it. Do you think Australia can win the jury? I think Sweden's going to do that. I think Sweden's going to win the jury. You've mentioned camera angles before. Is it an issue all delegations are having, or some are fine? Some are fine. Serbia's was like great. Serbia's camera angles were perfect. I don't think I would have changed anything. Serbia top three with the juries. I think it's possible. Serbia has a lot of their friends here. So I do think that it's possible. And I do think that it maybe will be some people who understand and appreciate art. But I don't know. There are quite a few good ballads this year. Do you think ultimately a ballad will win? I think Italy is still in the running to win, and that's a ballad. I think that Greece is giving serious winner potential, and I put Greece in a winner bucket. I don't know if I'm getting the winner itch with Sweden currently, but I haven't seen it again, so we'll see. But let me hop out of this so that I can watch Cyprus, and I will be back pretty soon, probably within the next 10 minutes, to talk to you about Cyprus's rehearsal. Thank y'all so much for watching. Again, I'm doing this in snippets so people can hop in and watch on the replay and not have any issues. And I am here in Turin, Italy, in the press center. Excited to bring you all of this stuff from here. Also going to be interviewing some of your favorites today too. If the cues don't hold me back. If the cues don't hold me back. Because, let's be real. There are people here who have teams to create content, and I'm not one of those people. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I'll be back in probably about 10 minutes to talk about Cyprus's rehearsal. Thank you.